Today, CNC4A would like to take you to the next level in crimping, to show you how to clip the Crimps wings. Now, in our hobbies and our workshops, we would do various types of crimps, maybe JST or DuPont, and they all have one thing in common, and that is they don't always work all the time. You may buy a $15 gripper, just do it once, find that's not successful, spend $75 and do the single one at a time, and find that's better, but that's not always successful. And the reason that I found for my problems, which may be of benefit to you, is that we use various thicknesses of wire. And even if you buy the same gauge from a different supplier on eBay, when they try to cut costs, they may thin the plastic even more. So even though it's supposed to be to a spec, there's variations in the thickness of the covering and sometimes even the thickness of the wire, because they're all trying to cut a cent here or there. So when you crimp it, it goes in a crimp that actually puts the wings, folds them down around like that. That's the way it's supposed to work. And if you look at any photos of actually crimping setups, it's not one of these. It's a very elaborate block with all settings and springs on it. And what they do is they fine tune it to suit the particular wire they're using, and they're doing millions of them. But us, we have one to put on, we put it on, and it doesn't work. So we try, and we may get one successful on 3. We get another piece of wire and it works perfect. And the reason what I found is the actual wings. The tiny bits that stick up at the very end or the very start, depends on which way you look at it. So what happens is, when it crimps, have your bare wire, and that's got a smaller crimp. And that goes over and grips like that. Fine. I've found that for me it's better to add a little bit of solder on there, because sometimes as it curls over, the thin strands of wire may move and the crimp actually fits in the middle and they're easy to pull out. You have a solid bit of solder on there and it actually bites into it and locks it better, and the solder flows around the shape better. So that's one tip. But the main tip is these wing lengths. What's happened is that if you've got this size wire, the cabling, they can crimp like that. But if you've got that size, it rolls over. So instead of going like that, it goes like that. That causes, I feel, the greater percentage of your failures. Sometimes it'll crack in a little throat there, it'll distort the actual crimp, so instead of being straight, it's on an angle like that. The easiest solution I came up with was to reduce the height of the wings. In other words, clip the wings, or clip the crimp wings. Say that 100 times fast when you had a few drinks. Now, you can use side cutters or end cutters, and the trouble with that is I found most of them don't shut properly on the point. They'll sit like that, rather like that. So when you're trying to cut a piece of flat plate, you only gouges one end and scrapes the other. Or they may be out of a line and you can see daylight on this side and there's only touching on that side. So when you're cutting them, you may have the good side there, then you turn around and you've got the day side, the daylight side, it's no good. Well, these are fine for cutting wire, that sort of thing, but not practical for us. These are round and they're not very sharp jaws on them. So I said, well, what have we got that is? And these are toenail clippers, and these are fingernail clippers. So I tried using the toenail clippers, and to my surprise, they work perfect. They cut it 1,000 times better. So I use those. There's more leverage, so it's got more cutting force. But then on the smaller ones, difficult to get in. And then I had a pair of fingernail clippers, and they got pretty good leverage on them. This is the pair I had, and they were fine, but the corner of the blade was chipped. So I went on eBay, as usual, and I said I'll order another pair, $1. So I thought, great. But the trouble with this type is it's got a curved jaw. So when you cut the crimp, instead of being straight, it's curved. Now you think, oh, that's lovely and beautiful, but the trouble is you can't always cut them straight. You might have to cut them on the angle. So instead of being a nice curve, they've got a sharp cutting edge on, which is also no good. So then I also ordered these, also for $1. They're known as side clippers or parrot clippers. And they actually have a straight blade. And also it's offset, because the problem with these is you have to try to get it over top like that. Whereas these can fit in, cut straight and cutting at the edge. So as you can see what you're doing, you haven't got the big clippers covering your sight. You can see what you're doing and you clip it. Now you don't randomly just hack off a bit. What I found was, when you do your first one, get yourself an eyepiece, even if you've got good eyes, buy an eyepiece like this and have a look. Then look at the length, because even the packets of crimps are different. Some have a straight edge, some are parallel like that, some are offset, so as they roll up beside each other. So it just depends on the type you get. But get your eyepiece, and depending on the thickness of your wire, cut off half. So you get one piece, get your eyepiece, then eyeball down the side of the wing, clip off half the height. And I find it's easier to do the inside one with your eyepiece, line up the clippers to the previous one, so I was looking in this direction. They're both not like this, but the same height. Put it in your machine, crimp away, then inspect it. If the crimp is like this, you've cut them too short. So you know they were half length, say make it 3/4 length. Or say I've taken off 2mm or 1mm, so I come back and say, alright. So you're looking for that shape. So if you like that, you've cut off too much. Cut off that bit at the end of the wire, strip it again, make it 3/4, and then see what happens. If it's too far and you find that it's gouged right into the covering, you then know, okay, back it off a bit. So after 3 goes, you should have an idea of how much you cut off, how much effect it has. Then when you go with another piece of wire, just remember the circumference formula, the diameter by pi, so 3.1. So I just say 3. So if I have something that's 1mm diameter, I know it's roughly 3mm on the outside. That's 3mm on the outside, that's 1.5mm that way. So if they followed the whole curve, it'll be 1.5mm. So I just look at the cable and know how short to make it. Cut it, you've got 10 to do, clip away, break them off and crimp. Following that process, you'll find that your number of acceptable crimps improves dramatically. It's quite simple. It only costs you $1, plus they're fine for cutting the wires, that type of thing, a lot better than these. As always, at the end of the video, there'll be a QR code showing the eBay numbers and products and all that, and where I bought them from. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, tell your friends. If you haven't, tell me. And as always, thanks for watching.